Welcome back to Zah Vendetta TV. You already know it's your boy Zah. You already know I'm here to get on a few different people, but of course I want to get on this guy, Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes.
Huh?
Bring that here. Not you, son. Go ahead, play basketball. But Nick Fuentes, I want to talk to you, my dude, my cuckold. Yeah, go that way. Cuckold. Because I know a lot of people assume just because it's rhetoric that he's like far right. He's right, but he's not far right. Now they have some far right, but really the nihilists, the ones that just they're outright hate absolutely everything. That if they could, they would burn the world down as we stand in it. The ones that just can't see no type of cooperation, no getting along, no nothing. Nick Fuentes, on the other hand, is one of those dudes that proclaim to be a certain way, which I could see Fuentes at the end. And of course, he wants to change the narrative to if you're of this origin, you're from Spain, and Spain is European. Look it. Do not mix it ever. I said in a prior video exactly what type of people were in Spain. So, or maybe you're Aryan, you know, from like Iraq, like. It's funny, like these words that people like to token and don't really know the true meanings behind them. They just try to take it, split the narrative, and shift it in a manner to where people assume that it has to be them. It's probably about as diabolical as people taking the picture of Jesus and making him white. Jesus is not white. And let's just say for a second that by some twist of reality, he was light-skinned. You know what I mean? He still wouldn't be white. You can't look at it. And this is no disrespect to my YTs, because not all of you see life in a certain way. A lot of you are optimistic. Well, a good amount of you are optimistic, looking to reach across the aisle. May not be so forthcoming with it, just due to the fact that some of the people you actually deal with might be kind of hostile towards you, even if you had nothing to do with whatever took place in the past. And we're not going to get on here because I'm not going to argue morality. I'm not going to argue with other people on your behalf, you know what I mean? Unless like we were friends, and that would be different, because if you're my friend, then I don't care who comes at you, they have to come at me too. But we're not going to get into that. Nick Fuentes is one of these dudes that's trying to benefit off the strife in America right now. There's a lot of discord amongst a lot of different races, and which makes absolutely no sense in the scheme of things, because I'm going to tell you, and I know I'm starting to go into something else, but it's just something I really wanted to cover. Let's just say, for whatever reason, people were to split and a civil war did take place in the United States. I'm here to tell you for a fact there would be no winners. There would be no winners if everybody was to go at it in the United States. There would be no winners. All you would do would be open up the back door for somebody to come in and conquer you while you're divided. Because if the country's at war with each other, then that's when you're not paying attention to the borders. You're not paying attention to anything. All you're paying attention to the people that live on the same soil as you. You're not really paying attention to the possibility that people can sneak through the back door and do absolutely anything. You think if we're at war, it's like if let's just say like this. Let's try to make it to a smaller thing. It's like if we're at a civil war and we're fighting somewhere, like let's say Mississippi or Alabama, some of these stronghold states that seem to still be clinging to the, you know, that separation, you know what I mean? Let's just say we're fighting out there, and all focus from TV to everything is focused on this particular skirmish. You cannot pay attention to what's coming from the left or the right. And I'm not talking about political parties. I'm talking about people actually crossing borders. And I'm not talking about Mexicanos or nothing like that. I'm talking about people that are crossing the borders that really want to do you harm. That would be the perfect time for, let's say, an Islamic extremist, because not all Islam is like that. But let's just say an Islamic extremist comes in today when a civil war is taking place, set up a dirty bomb anywhere, you're not going to be able to focus on it because you're going to be more focused on the person that don't look nothing like you. You're going to be focused on this black guy, and the black guy's going to be focused on this white dude and anybody else that wants to take part in this civil war. And regardless of what side they choose, you're going to be searching for this particular person. Maybe it's the way they dress, maybe the way they act. Your focus, your sole purpose is going to be to remove them from the planet, to eliminate the number so you can get to a point of victory fast. But while that's taking place, these dudes are sneaking in the back door. They didn't set up about 5 or 6 dirty bombs in major cities and don't let you know that they about to detonate it. So say like you're on the field and you're fighting, and this is all hypothetical. This is not necessarily fiction, because things like this can happen. This can become a reality when people are so far removed from reality. Understand this: any separation of the people of this country, the only reason this country runs the way it does, it's not because white, it's not because Hispanic, it's not because of black, it's not because of anything. It's because the consolidated effort of absolutely everybody in this country, which makes things move the way they do. A lot of things would not be able to be passed. They would not be able to go forward. Sports will be garbage if you remove all blacks. Baseball would be garbage. I mean, you're still going to have whites that can play baseball, but where's the fun in that? You got all these Hispanics involved that had got major accolades, taking a team to the World Series multiple times. Hispanics. They're not to take nothing from the whites, but if you were to separate yourself from everybody, what would you have to stand on? I hear a lot of, we created this, we don't need nobody. If you didn't need nobody, slaves wouldn't have been over here. If you didn't need nobody, then you wouldn't have been bringing all these other people, opening up the back door so they can come in. That's the thing about people, like to, profess superiority and act as if just because the way they look makes them better than anybody else. But you need everybody else. What happened to the Asians that built the railroad? All you were able to do is take these people and turn them all against each other in order to benefit you. But now a lot of things are coming home to roost. People are no longer paying attention to your narrative. They're just seeing the bigger picture. This dude is racist, and these are all the people that support him. These are enemies. But what they also don't understand is you cannot get nowhere in conflict, especially on this level of conflict. The country will be split in two. And this is for the whiteys that are racist. You know how many whites and other races that really, truly, wholeheartedly support the black movement? They support everything that the blacks do. They're so entrenched in black business that it's just, outside of their skin complexion, you would consider them black. Like, just on their combined efforts to make the masses understand who came first, who really created this, who is the archetypes of everything. Like, they go out of their way to let that be known. That's their way of not only paying back, but it's just giving true history, and not this, little this and this and that, and then things are starting to come to light. They're really giving, so they throwing all their back, and their family have thrown their back behind it. It's multiple people in the corner of black Americans. Now on your end, there's people that are of this complexion that are bootlickers for you guys. And I'm not talking about whites, but just racist whites. Racist caucasoids. They're in your corner. But they're the first that's going to get removed. You might as well take them and put them right in front of the firing line, because they would be the first ones to get smacked. Guarantee you. People will probably go house to house looking for these dudes because they want to eliminate them. Why? Because these guys blend in. These guys blend in. If you have a fool that looks just like you, it's like prison. When somebody runs with a different race, a lot of times it's hated on. It's seen as like, no, because if you're fighting somebody that's a different color and then see something that's the same complexion to you, your first instinct is not to go at this guy. You're going to feel comfortable because in your peripheral vision, it's the same color as you. So, but if somebody is siding with another side and going against you, they're going to get the drop on you. You're liable to get killed because you're not paying attention to this guy that looks just like you. It's been like that. It's a lot of coonery going around. It's been like that since whatever times. Now, I don't want to make this video that long, but I just wanted to put that out there because I hear a lot of stuff by Nick Fuentes and a lot of people for our separation and living in communities by yourself. That's fine. It's cool. Live in communities by yourself. To be honest, a lot of you live in parts of different states that it's just you guys, period, anyway. And nobody's bothered by that. A lot of blacks would not be bothered if you decide to form your own community. The only ones really tripping off are the ones that are willing to live in areas where it is white. Some people want that because they want security. They want to move out of the more rural and what you would consider ghetto neighborhoods because they're doing it for their children. But that's how the process starts. But somehow they become diluted into thinking that they're white themselves, and then their whole angst is towards blacks when it should be more like, I got up here, let me lift one up, and then another good one will lift another one up. But they don't think like that. They just think, you know what, I made it, I don't want to deal with that. My kids are gonna grow up Ivy League and this and that, but they're still gonna be looked at as black. Plain and simple. I don't care how much money you got, what position you in. The racists are gonna look at you like you're black, and you'll get humbled by a country bunking backyard, have nothing but a trailer truck, still humble you and put you in your place because you're still black regardless. It's just the way things are. It's, you know, you can never move beyond it. So why? Just accept it. Accept what you are, and that's it. This is not prison. This is not gangs. This is nothing. There's between nationality and races. Embrace your own, and then embrace those who embrace you. You ain't got to be closed-minded and push everybody to the side. Embrace those who embrace you. But that's all I say. A civil war would make no sense. It would only weaken the United States because it takes a combination of everybody to make the United States. That's the United States, not the divided states. People like to push this, oh, California versus this. Dude, I've pushed conservative for the longest time, but I'm not stupid enough to believe that there's not good people on all sides. If it was up to me, I would create a party that didn't have no victimhood in it. It would be people that are progressive, willing to move forward, and not necessarily stuck in the past. Not erasing the past, but not stuck in the past. Not looking at everybody like they're their enemy because of the color of their skin. And that's on all sides of the aisle. It would be that type of party. People that would do things for the good of the country, for the good of their people, work together to create things. That's the type of party I would create if I was able to do something like that. It would be a party of that. Patriotism, nationalism, but not nationalism to the point that you hate everybody else, but that you push to better your own. You want everybody to excel, because if everybody excels, then your country really starts climbing on that chart, like as far as like education, academic, like, you get what I'm saying. But that's all I'm saying. Civil war for the United States will be stupid. And the reason it would be stupid because nobody will win. There will be bloodshed on all sides. For one, the people that are black that got other people and other races backing them. And then the people that on your side that are backing you. We clash. People get eliminated. Not everybody is untrained on the Democratic side, and I know that not everybody is, and I know a lot of people train on the right, but it's a lot involved. That's all I'm gonna say, man. You wanna really get a true understanding about it, push forward. Learn to reach across the aisle. Understand each other. You ain't got to embrace the fact that some fools just want to be nihilists and be on the street and are just hate themselves, period. You don't have to deal with them. But the people that are reaching across the aisle to be something different, don't see them as Uncle Toms. They're not trying to embrace you in that way. They're just trying to live and coincide without all the drama and their kids growing up being called the N-word. And the same, there's white tees that don't want to be called the C-word. You see how and don't point the finger at all whites, because then you turn the whites that were on your side into something that's against you, and not necessarily being racist, but they just don't want to deal with you because they don't want to have to deal with guilt about something they had nothing to deal with. Now, the people that are racist, you focus your angst on that. You focus your anger on that. But I see a lot of filming and no action. So that's what I talk about. For the white tees that are good and have been solid, show them solidarity and embrace them. And the ones that don't want to embrace you, don't embrace them. Any race, any nationality. And that's all I'm gonna say. I'm Big Zod, and this is Zod Vendetta TV, and I'll be back with another one.